Good evening, everyone. This is Antigonus Gaming. We are here with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second part of the Final Fantasy VII trilogy. We are picking up this game immediately coming off of episode intermission with Yuffie and the regular story with Cloud and friends from Remake. We're currently on the main screen here. We've got a picture of Cloud's Buster Sword, and it is stuck in the ground. The ground it's stuck in is like some kind of rocky, tiled surface, and it looks like it has some kind of, green life stream energy coming out of the ground. We're gonna hit new game. We're gonna play on default. We're gonna turn off the wireless speaker settings. And we're gonna play on normal. So there's 3 difficulty levels in Rebirth, unlike Remake. There's easy, and normal, which are the same as Remake, and then there's dynamic, which is like a mode that adjusts difficulty, so you can't over level no matter what, because the bosses will scale to you. It starts off easier than normal mode, but it finishes much harder than normal mode. So we're just gonna play on normal because I played it on easy the first time through, so I'm gonna play on normal this time. And I may play on dynamic in the future if I decide to play a third time. This game is absolutely massive, so it's much bigger than Remake. If Remake with the extra content is like 50 hours, 60 hours, and Rebirth with all the extra content is like 200 hours. So we're gonna hit normal, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna pick the active combat style, and here we go. So it starts off with a recap of what happened at the end. So we see Cloud flying out of the Shinra building in his motorcycle, being chased down the highway. We played through this in Remake. We see Sephiroth descending down. We see the tornado from the Whisper Harbinger meteor. We see a few clips of Cloud fighting Sephiroth. So just kind of a recap of what's
I'm here on the Midgar Expressway.
Now we're in Midgar.
The scene is indescribable. Countless buildings have been leveled, and part of the road has collapsed. The smoke rising from the rubble is reminiscent of a funeral pyre.
So we got Shinra soldiers are cleaning stuff up.
This is only the most recent in a series of crises.
Shinra TV reporters.
Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the fall of the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented destruction, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2.
So they're zoomed out. We can see fires all over Sector 1,
After a briefing with Shinra investigators,
0, 1, and 2.
Mayor Domino released a statement declaring the tornado to be, quote, weather warfare, perpetrated by the infamous insurgent group known as Avalanche.
So we're seeing clips of, people being swept up in it.
Of Wutai, and has begun investigations into the matter.
So that's a Shinra Newsnet. And then it's zooming out. We're seeing the ruined pieces of the city. That was the part of the city that was destroyed. And then we see the top of the Shinra electric power building laying on top of rubble. So, this is like looking like what the city looked like when we were in that other dimension fighting Sephiroth almost. And then it's heading down under the plate. We see Mako pipes leaking out, some birds flying, clouds, of course, because, the top of Midgar is like above the clouds. It's really high up in the sky. Then we see a white feather falling, and we see Zack, the black-haired soldier we saw in the visions, carrying Cloud, who's incapacitated. Zack's beat up because, if you recall, he escaped his fate and defeated a bunch of Shinra soldiers that tried to kill him. and they're limping towards the walls, and it says Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And unlike the original first part where Remake was written in green, Rebirth is in red, and the meteor, which is the symbol of Final Fantasy VII, the bottom of it is red.
The most recent in a series of crises.
Slight color change.
Followed by the fall of the...
Alright, now we're in Sector 5.
Boy, that tornado really did a number on the city.
That's Kyrie.
Another reactor blew up.
Which must have been caused by the tornado.
Man, when it rains, it pours.
As you can see. Ah, over there.
Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
We still have one suspect unaccounted for. Ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword. Highly dangerous.
I repeat, the fugitive is an ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword.
Well, currently Zack has the Buster Sword.
Back over here.
Get him on board!
You see Barrett on a stretcher,
rescue team has pulled people from
Tifa
the
on a
rubble.
stretcher. That both of them, they're dead. They don't look so good.
Get the camera off them.
Red 13 also on a stretcher.
Come on.
Looks pretty badly hurt.
Contact the SAR team. Targets have been secured. We are exfilling via helo now. Move it. We're taking off.
Aerith, we see her too, and she's not doing well.
Hey, turn that off!
And then the Shinra soldiers, you know.
The survivors are being taken away! I gotta get up already!
So and then, you know, the Shinra soldier uses the butt of his rifle to break the camera, ending the news broadcast. We got Kyrie here. You know, she just lives in Sector 5, but she's one of our side
Excuse me.
characters, so.
Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit. Too much Mako. But he'll be fine.
Hey!
Zack runs off after leaving Cloud has been Mako poisoned with Kyrie, and he runs to the edge of the city. He sees the helicopters, and one of them is struggling. Red 13 didn't die. He's shaking out the soldiers and piloting it. And it goes down. And we get to play as Zack. So, you know, what's going on? You know, he was just a guy we saw in a vision. You know, a character from the expanded universe, mostly. You know, why is this guy our character? Well, we'll see. It's part of the mystery of Rebirth. And we know that. So now we're outside just right outside the city. We're running through some wasteland, and we see the busted up weapon from the highway chase, but you know it's in no condition to do anything. We climb past that. There's other broken machine parts. We see the helicopters.
Get away from her!
One of them's crashed. So Zack uses combo charges. We're just using regular attacks here. He doesn't have any materia equipped at this point in time. We're just facing regular troopers. But Zack is an elite fighter. So he uses the same weapon as Cloud, but he has his own distinct fighting style. So we got more Shinra troopers jumping down. We got flame troopers. We got grenadiers. Zack, having super strength, pulls a big piece of debris out of the ground, throws it at a helicopter, causing it to go down.
Come on,
So,
let's get him!
Zack is a first-class soldier, so he is truly one of Shinra's elites.
Shoot fire!
Take out the soldiers, and we see that Aerith has fallen out of the helicopter. Red 13 did succeed in killing the guards, but he died in the crash.
Thank you.
There's more Shinra helicopters coming, but there's smoke from the downed copters, so Zack can use that to escape their vision.
Where's the ancient? Heads are gonna roll if we don't find her. Just shut the hell up and search!
So Zack's hiding behind some pipes on the other side of the fence, so that the soldiers just ran right past him and Aerith. It starts to rain.
This is so messed up. All of it.
Aerith's got, a lot of mud and stuff all over her face.
I'm back.
Wipes a little bit of the mud off her face. Aerith's head just kind of rolls back, and her white materia falls out of her hair. The one that she mentioned she didn't know what to do with, that was a gift from her birth mother, Ifalna, the one who died at the train station. So now her hair is just free-flowing. It's not tied up with the ribbon anymore. So if you played the original 7, you know the significance of the white materia, or if you've watched a stream of it, or you know the lore. If not, I'll just let the plot develop.
Seeing as we've got the time, want to tell the rest of us about you and your buddy Sephiroth?
Sure. If Tifa doesn't mind.
Me? Yeah, no problem. It's cool.
Alright, so now Cloud's telling the story. So
It all started 5 years ago.
Nibel region, 5 years
I was
ago.
16 at the time. There was hardly any work for soldiers back then, and the little there was boring as hell. My heart wasn't in it.
We got a
Then,
truck
out of
driving
nowhere,
on a road
The job of a lifetime came. A
through
mission.
the rain on a road towards
I couldn't believe
Nibelheim.
my luck.
The military truck. Chapter 1, Fall of a Hero. And then it just glances up in the air. So
It's really coming down, huh?
Cloud's in the back of the truck with a couple of regular Shinra
Hey, man.
troops.
Feeling any better?
One of them's not doing so good.
I'm good. Sure don't look it. Wish I could help, but never been motion sick. Sorry, man. Ready to do this?
Yeah, you bet.
This is 5 years ago when Cloud still worked for Shinra. So that's why he's in the back of the truck. He's pacing back and forth, all energetic. Stretching.
Hey, rein it in.
And then Sephiroth just sits
Sorry.
there calmly.
No can do.
Kids.
Sephiroth's a
Say,
veteran. He
I'd
was a
like to
general in
debrief
the war
the
against
mission at some
Wutai.
Because if it's another one of those Turks gigs, you can let me off right here.
Really?
Finally make first. What do? Call a ceasefire with Wutai. Stealing my shot at glory. I didn't join Soldier to be an errand boy. I joined up so I could be a hero, like you.
Well, our mission is to survey a rundown reactor. Another one of those Turks gigs.
Fine. Job's a job, I guess. Where is it?
Nibelheim.
Nibelheim? That's where I grew up.
And then the truck suddenly
Got
stops.
some fiends at our 12!
Let's go.
Cloud and Sephiroth run off, and there's a couple of, dragon-looking things. We got Cloud, Sephiroth, and 2 Shinra guards.
I'll take the other.
Sephiroth runs in and defeats his chosen one in a single slash. knocks Cloud
Wait
down.
in the truck. No way! I got this!
Cloud struggling to get up. And we get to play as Sephiroth himself. And as you would expect, his attacks are completely overpowered, and we take the thing out with no problem. He jumps up, does a jump attack, slices the fiend to bits. The fact that Sephiroth has like a heroic good guy version of his theme in this chapter is
in a different league from the rest of us.
It's really cool. You know, because he isn't an evil person at this point in the story.
Nibelheim. That's where they built the first reactor.
So the characters are in a hotel room in Calm.
Yeah.
The next
It all
town
started in the fall.
closest to Midgar.
Something was wrong with the reactor,
So
and the whole village was up in arms. Talk of strange new monsters on the mountain only made things worse. People were scared, desperate.
The villagers tried to take care of the monsters themselves, but it was no good. Ended up calling Shinra. So the company sent help. Best they had.
So now we're going back to the flashback. So now we're in Nibelheim, the mountain town. The people dressed like cowboy, you know, kind of like cowboy-like gears, you know, flannel.
Home sweet home,
You know,
right?
2-story, 1- and 2-story houses
Tell
that are
me,
mostly made of wood.
How does it feel? I have no home, so I wouldn't know.
You still got parents, though, right?
A mother named Genova. She died shortly after I was born. My father...
Whoa there. Genova? Like from the Shinra building?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm getting to that.
Why am I talking about this? Come on, let's go.
We'll learn more about Sephiroth's backstory in this flashback and as we go along, and who the identity of his father
Hope
is.
I didn't keep you waiting. I'm Xander, the mayor here. I wanted to greet you myself, to welcome you to our humble little town. Please, if you'll follow me.
So Xander dresses like a cowboy. He's got a beard, he's got a cowboy hat, he's got like a brown leather
Consider
jacket.
yourself off duty till sundown.
So to set the scene, press the main. So this is just a tutorial for like the main menu button. You know, because while this game, it's a lot easier to understand if you've played Remake and the original and some of the compilation games. You can play it without playing those games, but you're gonna have a lot of questions at the end that won't be answered until the next game, which is still several years away. So. Setting the scene, we're outside the gate to Nibelheim. It's like a classic little like metal arch that has like they're like metal poles, and then it says, there's like a metal archway that says Nibelheim, and the sign that says Nibelheim is shaped like Mount Nibel, which is like this famous iconic mountain that the town is at the foot of. You know, where like the peaks arc up in like straight lines and then curve over. It's a very like, you know, jagged, pointy thing. The houses are all made of like wood,
Can't tell you how happy
and they're 1 and 2 stories tall.
Can you show us some magic?
Very rustic, kind of like small town American West kind of look.
Just say the word.
You know.
He's taller than I expected. Please remain in town. Monsters
You know.
haven't.
All clear here, soldier sir.
I already feel safe now that
Yeah.
soldiers are here.
So we do got some guys that have guns that are just like local neighborhood watch guys. And then, you know, but otherwise it's, you know, just people wearing regular kind of country style clothes. You know, the cowboy look is popular, but not everyone. You know, we walk up there's like multiple layers of the town because it's on like a mountainside. So the main town square has like a old-timey water tower in it that you can climb up, and then it has an inn, it has a shop. There's like a town hall that we can't go into that's like a stone kind of mansion-looking building. So, first thing we're gonna do is I think we're gonna go visit Cloud's mom.
Then I stop by my mom's. Not that it matters.
Sure it does. I know I want to hear what happened.
Me too.
Yeah. Go on.
So, go on. Fine, I will. Ugh, fine. Cloud, does his usual thing where he, like, shrugs, like, I didn't want to do this. Strife residence.
My dad died when I was a kid. So after I left for Midgar, she was on her own. It was the first time we'd seen each other in 2 years. First time. And last.
So
I'll be right there.
Claudia's got like a blonde ponytail. She's got like a dark dress and a white,
Cloud,
like,
is that you?
kitchen
Hey.
smock thing.
Welcome home. Come in. Let me get a good look at you.
So, Cloud walks into his old house.
My. So that's what they've got you wearing, huh? You soldiers sure do clean up nice.
Cloud's having one of his hallucination kind of things, though. We can
I've
see the
never
like
been so
fuzziness. So,
The man you've become? Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
There's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say. They are feeding you properly, aren't they? Oh, Cloud.
so you're seeing like
But
the
you know,
fuzziness. So it's just
Cloud.
like,
Wouldn't
images.
you agree, Cloud? You're my son. Of course, I'll always be.
And then it
Okay.
fades out.
That's enough.
So, Cloud remembers bits and pieces of this conversation he had, but you can tell that, there's gaps in his memory.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Sephiroth. Now I can go back to hanging my laundry outside without
So we can
worrying
climb
about
up
a
the old
monster
water tower.
stealing it.
Cloud, this is the scene of a famous scene. We saw it in Remake, the one where
So
Cloud
how did it feel being back up
promised
there?
to help Tifa out if she was in trouble when they were kids.
I don't know. Nostalgic, I guess? After 2 years away and all that.
Uh-huh.
He just looks across because he can see the window to Tifa's bedroom. So, we can head down. So we're gonna visit Tifa's house now, see if she's home.
Those soldiers certainly are handsome.
So, what do you think of our buildings? Pretty nice, right?
Huh? You went to my place?
I figured you might be there.
Wait a second. You two were neighbors?
We were, but it's not like we hung out that much.
The Lockhart
We had our
residence.
reasons.
Our reasons, huh? Bet most of them had to do with you.
You went into my room?
I did.
So we can play the piano on Tifa. Tifa's got a piano in her room, so we can play that. I'm gonna show
Did
you all
actually
this.
play it?
I'm not good at this minigame because I have visual disabilities, and this game is just not designed for anyone with any kind of visual disabilities. In order for me to do any good at it, I'd have to learn how to do it by muscle memory, because you have to be able to follow prompts on 2 different circles for, you know, the right and left for his two hands as he's playing. And then there's also like multiple different, you know, ways you can, you know, do the different things, and it's just way too much for it's way too much for anyone that doesn't have the ability to focus on more than one thing at a time. And I can to some degree, but not at the speed this game works. So I would say this game is not really the most accessible. You know, there were a lot of people online when this game came out that were like super pumped about completing all these challenges. I never bothered to, because I just know the amount of time and effort it would take me to learn how to do this by muscle memory as opposed to being able to use my vision effectively to do it. It's just like, it would be like hours and hours. But there are a few times where they make you do it, but there's no required score to finish. They'll just comment on how effectively you were. So
Wow. Where'd you learn to do that?
Hey, you gotta play for us sometime.
Well, shit. You're a merc of many talents.
So you can also try to go into Tifa's closet. I'm not gonna do that. If you do that, comically, Aerith and Tifa will jointly cuss out Cloud. But it's kind of a joke, because in the in the PS1 era, you could just go in a lot of these kind of games. You could just go into people's stuff and grab things. But since this game is more modern, they've kind of turned it into something that Cloud gets shamed for doing, rightfully so.
Ah, Shinra's here, I see. Thank you for coming.
You're Shinra? Shinra?
Oh, whoops. I didn't recognize you, Cloud. How you've grown.
So we're in the store, but we can't actually buy anything.
I gotta catch a glimpse of Sephiroth.
So, Sephiroth is a celebrity, so, everybody wants to see him. So we're gonna head into the inn. So we enter in. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to this middle-aged dude in a cape. He's got he's huge, he's really muscular, he's got like a ponytail, beard.
And you are?
He's got a cape.
Rashard Sangan, a humble traveler of the world, and teacher of martial arts to the youth.
And he's got like a traditional martial arts kind of outfit. And he's grabbing Cloud's muscles and seeing how he would be.
Well-toned, but lacking mass. You need to bulk up.
Who asked you?
You could learn a lot from me.
Pass.
Don't be shy. I have many pupils your age. At last count, 128. In fact, one of them's from this very village. Perhaps you know her. Tifa.
Sure.
A real talent, that one. She'll go far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right?
Got anything to say for yourself?
I didn't know.
Yeah, so Zangan taught Tifa all of her martial arts that she knows.
I can only imagine what their lives must be like.
So, yeah, naturally,
Didn't really notice at the time, but looking back, all the signs were there. From the moment we arrived, Sephiroth just wasn't himself.
So Sephiroth is kind of blankly staring out the window on the second floor of
What you looking at?
The two-story hotel.
This landscape.
Huh?
I could swear I've seen it before.
You okay?
Puts his hand in his head.
Big day tomorrow.
Face in his hand for
We'll
a
be
moment.
leaving bright and early. You should get some rest.
All right. Will do.
You can see something's really bothering Sephiroth. You know, he's clearly troubled. You know, this guy's a famous war hero and a general, you know, fearless. So, to see someone like him struggling, you know, with his own self-confidence and his identity and stuff, you know, is a shock to a lot of people who see this guy as like an infallible war hero.
I couldn't get to sleep that night. Was too excited, too nervous.
Was pretty much the same for me.
Why?
Yeah, I was surprised too.
So now we're in the morning. Cloud and Sephiroth and their two guards that are with them have left the hotel, and they're waiting for their guide to show up. Well, Cloud just got there. He was a little late. We got Mayor Zangan there in his cowboy
once our
outfit.
guide arrives.
Yes, sir.
He's talking to another guy in like a cowboy-looking gear.
I must insist that I take you up the mountain. My daughter isn't...
Dad!
Tifa, you can still back out. You don't have to do this.
I'm going, and that's that. There'll be 2 soldiers with me. I'll be fine.
So Tifa's in like a cowgirl outfit.
Good morning, sir. I'll be your guide for the day.
Tifa? You're our guide?
I sure am. You can ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
You could get hurt.
Not if you remember to do your job, she won't. Come on.
So Tifa's got like a cowboy hat, like a brown little cowboy jacket thing with like a white undershirt that's cut off, and then she's got a brown like leather skirt and some cowboy boots, and she's got black gloves.
Come on, where's the harm in that?
So Cloud looks like he normally does, except he's got 2 shoulder pads now instead of just the one. And Sephiroth looks the same as he does when we always see him.
Say cheese.
Sounds
So,
like
and
you
they're
were
taking a
having good
picture.
time.
One more.
Yeah, I guess we were.
So, and now we're heading on up. So we're gonna go up to Mount Nibel.
The reactor was halfway up Mount Nibel. I was looking forward to breathing that crisp, clean mountain air again.
Hold R2 or press L3 to sprint until you stop moving. While running, you will automatically perform terrain actions, like jumping over stuff. Press square to use your weapon and attack. Okay, so these are just the basic tutorials again. So I'm gonna save here. And finish up this video. I'll have the option to skip. I'll have the option to skip. Most of this, but since I'm streaming it, I won't. If you, I got the I got the demo way back at before the game came out, and the demo is just like about the first 3/4 of this chapter. So, thank you for watching our first video for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We will be back with part 2 of Chapter 1, Fall of a Hero at Nibelheim. So, I hope to see you there, and we will be back soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope that you will be back to watch more videos from us in the future.